Welcome back to this informative series. Today we'll see that how cloud is work. In the last session that we have been discussed about the what is the cloud. Today we'll see that how cloud is work. So let us start. So, so the first question is: cloud is unlimited? So the answer is no. Why? Because behind the scene of the cloud there is one architectures. They are working for providing us the unlimited resource that we think that is unlimited, but it is not unlimited, because behind the scene there is one data centers, and in the data centers there is a set of physical servers who are share their memory to access for accessing by us, right, when we are creating the instance, right. So behind the cloud they have a set of data centers, and each data centers they have a set of physical servers. So let me see one architectures over here, that how actually a cloud is work. So you can see over here that and the front of side, let me see into the full screen. So you can see that here this is my virtual servers, this is my virtual machine, means whatever users are sitting over here, right, as a client I am seated over here. Now I am going to the cloud service providers and I am saying that, hey cloud, I want to create one instance of the Ubuntu operating system or Windows operating systems with 2 GB of RAM and 1 CPU, right. So I want to create an instance, maybe in T2 mediums. So just create for me. So what it will do, your request will be passed to this cloud, right, and on a virtual machine you feel that your instance is created within a 2 to 3 minutes. Your instance is created, which have a configuration like they have a 2 GB of RAM and 2 CPU. But how it's done? So you can see here behind the scene they have a virtual server, right. So whatever instance you are getting over here with the configuration which is came through the virtual servers, right. So how virtual server give you this all the configurations? So you can find out over here that behind the scene of these virtual servers we have a set of physical servers. You can see this is a physical server 1, 2 and 3. We have n number of physical servers which are share their memories toward the virtual servers, and based on the requirement of the instance they are giving to users, and they feel that my virtual machine is ready whatever configuration we want. But whatever memory you are getting, whatever the CPU you are getting on your instance, they all are coming toward the by the virtual servers, and behind the scene of the virtual server they have a set of physical servers. How? Because the reason is what, the behind the scene they have a set of data centers, and each and every data centers has a set of physical servers. We already discussed in our previous session that a data center is nothing but, we can say that it is nothing but the set of collection of the servers with the bulk of network configurations. They have a set of network configuration, they have a set of servers, they have a database administrator, lot many tasks we need in a data centers. So what cloud is said, you don't worry about that, we will do for you, right. You just access it through the internet, right. So we are creating our instance through the internet by the cloud service provider, and we are accessing whatever we want. But behind the scene of that cloud, behind the scene of that instance, they have a physical servers which connected to the internet, which connected to some network, right. And by that you are accessing that configuration, that resources like the memory and processors, right. So let me see one example practically. Suppose you have you all are familiar with these virtual bots, right? Oracle VM virtual bots. So this is one virtual servers. We can call this is my virtual servers, right? So what happened that this is my computers, right? In my computers, that suppose the configuration of this computer is around the 8 GB of RAM or around the 2 TB of hard disks. Now what the virtual servers will do, I want to host a Ubuntu operating system on this virtual machine through these virtual servers, right? I want to host a Ubuntu virtual machine through this virtual server, and virtual server is my virtual box, right? So what virtual box do, how it will host that Ubuntu operating system on my Windows operating systems, right? How it does. What virtual box will do, it will take some memory from my physical servers, right? So what it will do, the virtual box taken around the 2 GB of RAM from my physical servers and around the 15 GB of let me see these configurations. Okay, let me start. So let me see the setting. So you can see it stayed around 20 GB of virtual size is taken from my host machine, from my physical machine, right? So you can see here that a virtual machine is called the Ubuntu are loaded on my machine through these virtual servers. So that so now I can use the Ubuntu operating system, but actually it is not installed on my computers. It is installed on your virtual servers, right? So the same how whenever you are creating the instance, so the instance is created onto the virtual servers, right? But when this Ubuntu operating system are installed through onto the virtual servers, so they need some memory, some storage. How it will take? So behind the scene of these virtual servers, it has a physical servers. Like I have a 8 GB of RAM and 2 TB of hard disks, and from that physical servers, it takes some of the part of the memories and resource, and they occupy that resource or memory to this Ubuntu operating system, and then you can use easily. So I can feel that I have a Ubuntu operating system, and I can do everything onto these Ubuntu operating systems, but it is not installed on my machine. It is installed on this virtual machine, right? So same how the cloud is work. Whenever you are creating the instance onto the cloud, so the instance of any machine is created onto the virtual servers, and through the virtual servers, what it will do, it will get the memory from the behind scene of the physical servers. Whatever the behind scene, there is a set of physical servers, so they are taken the memory from that, and that will be occupied to your instance, and then you are easy to work with your instance, right? So that is the basic architectures of this cloud, that how cloud is work. Now the next question, which kind of virtual software we have? So we have a set of virtual servers, we have a VMware virtual box that we have been taken one example over here regarding the virtual box. We have a KVM. The Xen is one of the virtual server which is work over here, right? So here suppose this is we can call this is AWS cloud architectures. So here at the place of the virtual servers, it has a Xen virtual servers, right? So Xen is a virtual server, and let's say lot many another virtual server virtualization software is available into the market, right? So you can find out onto the Google, right? So remember that cloud is on demand, right? But it is not limited. It's not unlimited, right? That need to understand very clear that cloud is unlimited. Unlimited means whatever capacity I have, that much I can serve you. But you can, if you say that it is unlimited, so no. But cloud is provide you as maximum as they can, or it can. We can say that cloud are able to give you the as possible as resource to you, that by which you can easy to work with your applications or whatever server you want to create, that you can easily access it. So cloud is trying to provide as maximum as, but it is not unlimited, because I have been already told you that behind the scene of the cloud, they have a set of physical servers, right? And this is the main reason that why cloud has on demand, but not unlimited, right? So keep in mind this point, right? Now, another two main keywords that we need to understand, and that's the main two features that cloud has. One is the elasticity, and second one is the scalability, that we'll discuss today. That elasticity is it's mean you can stretch it whenever you require to add capacities in your instance or in your machine. You can add. Whenever you want to remove the memories or capacities, you can remove it. Capacity is nothing but is refer with the processors and memory. Whenever you want to add a memory in your server, you can add. Whenever you want to remove the memory, you can remove the memories from the servers. That is the elasticity, that you can easily stretch out and stretch in. It's look like the rubber band, right? So whenever you do what you want to stretch a rubber band, the size of the rubber will be increased, and when you stretch in, then the size of the rubber will be decreased. The same how whenever you need to improve or add a resource in your instance, you can add it, and whenever you want to remove the resource, you can remove the resource from the your instance. That functionality that cloud is providing. Then a second thing that need to understand, that scalability, that is one of the important features of the cloud computing, that is a scalability. Scalability has a two types. One is a vertical scalability, and second one is a horizontal scalability. Now vertical scalability means what? That you are increasing the size of RAM, right? RAM means suppose you have a servers with capacity of 8 GB of RAM. Now some of the traffic, some of the high level processing you need, and for that you need to increase the memory for that, right? So you need to increase the memory from 1 GB of RAM to 16 GB of RAM or 32 GB of RAM. So whenever you need that memory from 8 to 16, 16 to 32, when you are increasing that memory, this is called the vertical scaling. And once your work is done, you are again came back to your original position, mean 32 GB to 8 GB of RAM. That functionality is given by the scalability. That is when you are increasing the RAM of the server, so that become the vertical scaling. And when you are increasing the processing, when you are increasing the CPUs, when you increase the CPUs for processing your data, that is called the horizontal scaling. For example, that in the last lecture we have been seeing that we have a 20 lakhs customers on my regular e-commerce site, and due to the Diwali sale, the traffic will be increased from 20 lakhs to 2 crores. So at that time I need to update the server, I need to increase the size of servers. So what I will do, for that 15 days I need to increase the size of servers. So through the concept of the scalability, I will increase the size of the servers from the 4 servers to 40 servers. Once the sale will be over, I will decrease the servers from 40 to 4, right? So that is the concept of the horizontal scaling, where you are increasing the CPUs, and when you are increasing the size of memory, is called the vertical scaling. That is a very important concept, and that will be seen as a practical concept in our upcoming videos. So don't worry about that how the actually a scalability work. So that will do as a practical way. We will do a lab for that, right? So I hope that you are very much clear about that how cloud actually work. So I hope that this session is very much informative for you, and thank you. And if you like these videos, so please don't forget to subscribe this and like and share my videos and channel. Thank you very much.